Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Karen Casey Performance of Social Justice, a musical masterclass. Thank you to tuning in to BCM Fest today. And if you tuned in since Thursday, it's 5 days of celebrating BCM Fest, and we are on our second to last day. It's been so fun, so great to have you all and feature all this amazing music and the amazing musicians and artists. And thank you to the Passim team behind the scenes and Matt, everyone who's helped get the word out. So thank you so much for that. We're really excited about the class today. Karen's tuning in from Ireland, and she can tell you more about that. And it's really fun to have these kind of live experience to be able to hear her music and hear her story and her stories about social justice and music and how what role it plays in her life as an artist and as a person. And I know I personally wanted to make sure we had something in the festival this year, particularly that talked about this, and it's something I think should be an every year thing, not just a this year thing, and something to talk more about and to share about and ask other artists, especially someone like Karen Casey, about their approach and their mindset and their how they approach the world with everything beyond just the notes and some of the more technical music things, but the philosophies and the humanity behind all of this music. You can't separate this music from the humanity, and we can't separate any music from humanity and history. So, not going to ramble too much, but check out our streaming shows. Club Passim is also, we stream shows all the time, all nights of the weekends things. So tonight we have one with Dinty Child, so be sure to tune back in for that. And tomorrow we have another class with Molly Pinto Madigan, a songwriting class at 11 a.m. and Alistair Frazier and Natalie Haas's class at 2 p.m. tomorrow, all Eastern time. Remember, if you can, to share this link if you'd like to have more viewers and spread the word about this. And also, if you're able to, we are taking suggested donations for this masterclass. We want to make sure that was free and open for everyone. It's really important. But if you're willing and able, we will take the donations for Club Passim and BCM Fest to continue on through these times. So without further ado, I welcome Ms. Karen Casey to the Club Passim stream today.
Hello folks, how you going? My name is Karen Casey, and I hope you're all doing okay. We're living in extraordinary times, and I know it's very, very difficult for people. So I'm going to do kind of a mixture of singing and talking. I'll try and keep actually the talking, down. I always promise that, but I think people probably need more of a lift. And I was going to sing a few songs. So the first one I'm going to do is a Nina Simone classic. I actually emigrated to America in '93 to become a jazz singer because of Nina Simone, and so she is very much a huge part of my psyche and musical landscape. I listen to her a lot. And I love this Billy Taylor song called I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say them loud, say them clear, for the whole round world to hear. And I wish I could share all the love that is in my heart. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. And I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then we all would agree that every woman should be free. And I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm that you will be starting out anew. And I wish I could fly like a bird that is in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. Oh, I'd soar to the sun and look down upon the sea, and I'd sing because I know, yeah, yeah, sing because I know, yeah, yeah, sing because I know what it feels to be free. Okay, that felt more like an ending really than a start. But I thought I'd give it a go. I love that song and I love the tremendous positivity in it. And I think, it's important to keep that in mind that people, I think, who sing social justice songs sing them, well, I do anyway, because I'm an optimist and I believe very much in love and compassion, and that the world can change if we sing these songs. And I think that's very important kind of center point or hub to be working from. Okay, so I'm going to do. I won't be able to sing obviously all the social justice songs. I wish I could, but so I might just talk about a few as well as sing them. But I wanted to touch on a beautiful song called The Rocks of Bawn, which I love and I got from Joe Heaney, and also the ballad of Hollis Brown, which I also love, and it's a well-known Dylan song. And both songs are quite similar in their themes. They talk about, they evoke a story that is very beautiful and lyrical, and it carries the message that way. Is really anti-poverty and anti-war, and the deprivation that both of those entities bring to our lives. So, but they do it in very different ways. The Rocks of Bawn is a traditional Irish song, very quiet, quite introverted, and whereas Hollis, well, the way I sing it is quite defiant and driven. So I'll just give an example of well, the Rocks of Bawn and maybe a little bit of Hollis, and just to show that there's a broad spectrum of emotions available to singers at all time, and often you can touch upon different topics and subjects in a very different way, and with that then you bring meaning and life to the song, and I think it should be apparent you bring your own meaning and your own life to the song. That's really what music is about, is your own experiences. It would be impossible, I think, to be a musician and not be delving into your lived experience. So here we go. Come all you loyal heroes, wherever you may be, don't hide with the master till you know what your work will be. For you will rise up early from the clear daylight till the dawn, and you never will be able for to plough the rocks upon. Oh, rise, Alan Sweeney, and give your horse some hay, and give them a good feed of oats before they stray away. Don't feed them on soft turnips put them out on your green lawn, for they never will be able for to plough the rocks upon. My curse attend you, Sweeney boy, for you have me nearly robbed. You were sitting by the fireside with your two chin in your gob. You were sitting by the fireside from the clear daylight till the dawn, and you never will be able for to plough the rocks upon. My shoes they are well worn, and my stockings they are thin. My heart is always trembling for fear that they might give in. My heart is always trembling for fear that they might give in. And I never will be able for to plough the rocks upon. And I wish that Queen of England, she would call for me in time and place me in love regiment, all in my youth and my prime. I would fight for Ireland's glory, for all the clear daylight till the dawn, and I never will return again for to plough the rocks of Bonn. Okay, thank you. So, that's one of those songs that you kind of never will get to the end of. It keeps on giving. It's a very beautiful narrative, and I think depicts and really draws, I think you'd want to be pretty callous not to feel for the man in that song. And of course, one of the things about performing social justice is that not everyone wants to hear it, and not everyone wants to know what you think, or indeed, not everybody is motivated by politics, which is fine. But I suppose I am very much. And so I've tried to find ways to speak to people about often thorny or difficult subjects. It's not easy, actually. It's can be very hard at times. But I still think it's very much worth it, and that's what seems to be my want. So I don't see myself stopping. And so, like I was saying earlier, I try and use different kind of ways of provoking thought and I suppose discussion. So, like I was talking about with Hollis Brown, it's much more driven and forward, and the narrative kind of drives right through. Now that depends on the way you sing it, of course. I could sing Hollis Brown slowly and in the same manner as the Rocks of Bon, but I preferred to arrange it in a different way. So I'll just give a few verses of that to show. Hollis Brown, he lived on the outside of town. Hollis Brown, he lived on the outside of town, wife and 5 children, and his cabin broken down. He looked for work and money, and he walked the ragged mile. Looked for work and money, and he walked the ragged mile. His children are so hungry they don't even know how to smile. His baby's eyes look crazy now, they're tugging at your sleeve. Baby's eyes look crazy now, they're tugging at your sleeve. You walk the floor and wonder why with every breath you breathe. You pray to the Lord above to please send you a friend. Pray to the Lord above to please send you a friend. Your empty pockets tell you that you don't have any friends. And so, it is a very different approach, and a very different style of singing. I suppose often the other thing I've been very informed by the tradition. So I suppose it would be very hard for me, I think, to unravel that knowledge that I grew up with. I was privileged enough to have in Ireland. We are very incredibly lucky that so many singers give to each other and pass on the songs and want the songs to be sung, and people are incredibly generous about that. Um, so I was very, very fortunate. I couldn't really do a talk on social justice without speaking about Frank Hart. And Frank, I met Frank actually in the Catskills, and he was teaching a class, and so was I, of singing in '95. And he had about 24,000 songs, and I had about 10. And he very kindly offered to help me out. And for the next 10 years, I had a great relationship with Frank. We met at least a couple of times a year. I had emigrated to America, so I moved home or travelled home, and then I would bring my mini disc and faithfully arrive at Frank's house up in beside the Liffey and record songs. And he was really kind. We didn't always agree about everything, actually. He was a bit annoyed when I changed brothers to sisters in Shamrock Shore, and changed the melody of The Wind That Shakes the Barley. But he was incredibly kind. And when I look back now at my relationship with Frank, I recognise how much he knew about me. He never said it, but he would say, this song will be right up your alleyway here in those Doc Martens. So, and he gave me a lot of songs. And I think one of the gifts, particularly with Frank, was his tremendous wealth and knowledge of Irish history. And he really believed that the songs were a narrative worth keeping and singing. He was very passionate that they would be sung. And he was also very strong about telling people what the songs were actually about, and he didn't hold back. I was in the Barbican with him in London, and Frank was giving a class, a bit like this, I suppose, and only there were people there. There was a lot of people there, and he was talking about Irish history and some difficult, subjects, our tortured history with England. And this very nice gentleman in a very kind of posh English accent said, yes, but I mean, why do you think you have all those songs? And there was a kind of a pause in the room, and Frank said, well, probably because of you lot. So people did laugh, and then the floor opened and a tremendous conversation ensued. I was there with my mini disc, and I was fascinated to see how song and this kind of conversation could bring about a tremendous chat. And so I've constantly believed that when you put the song out into the middle of the floor there, that something happens in the room, and people can engage with that song in however they want to and take from it. But it's a very powerful, I don't know what it's called. It's because it's quite elusive. I suppose in academic terms you would call it a liminal space. But it's something I think that really is life changing and a tremendous gift. And I also think it's incredibly helpful in bringing people together. I think if you can sing together, it grows a community, and I think that's more of what I would like to do actually in the future. So with that in mind, I'll sing Frank's, the classic song I got from Frank, written by a Scottish man called Ian Sinclair, and it's called, what's it called? The King's Shilling. Okay. Oh, my love has left me with parents 12, and that's the last of him I ever saw. He joined the army and marched to war. He took the shilling, and he's off to war. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the King's shilling, and you're off to war. Well, did he look as he marched along, with his kilt and sporran and his musket gun, and the ladies tipped him as he marched along. He sailed out by the Broomail. Well, the pipes did play as he marched along, and the soldiers sang out a battle song. March on, cried the captain gay, for king and country, we will fight today. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the King's shilling, and you're off to war. Well, the battle rattled to the sound of guns, and the bayonets flashed in the morning sun. The drums did beat and the cannon roared, and the shilling didn't seem, much worth the war. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the King's shilling, and you're off to war. Well, the men they fought, and the men did fall, cut down by bayonet and musket ball. And many of these brave young men would never fight for, they'd never fight for the King again. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the King's shilling, and you'll die in war. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roar. Take the King's shilling, and you'll die in war. Okay, thank you. Okay, I don't know how I'm going on time. Oh, Jesus, nearly past, and I've about another 7 or 8 songs, so I'll have to cut back a bit. Okay. So I might do, in my repertoire over the years, I've done a lot of feminist material, and I suppose I always saw myself as a feminist, and I thought other people knew that, but it would seem maybe not. And so in the past couple of years, I've started speaking out a lot more about feminism. I really believe that women need to be treated with respect and dignity at all times. And indeed helped in this world to achieve equality. And we haven't actually achieved that yet. We have much more in the West, definitely, but not, I would think, across the developed world. And I don't know if you know, I presume mostly the people who are listening tonight are from America, but in Ireland this week, we had a very difficult report that was commissioned by the government on the mother and baby homes in here in Ireland, and they ran really from the formation of the 26 counties from 1920 to 1996 was actually horrifically when the last one was closed, and they were run by the church and the state. And what we have heard over the past week have been the testimonies of women who were in these mother and baby homes, and they were treated horrendously. The emotional abuse is just shocking. It's very, very difficult to hear them, and there is not one family in Ireland who is not affected. So over 9,000 children had died during that period, which is horrendous, and so it's very, very difficult. And I think we really are trying to relearn how to love women, particularly in Ireland, and we're really trying to have very difficult conversations. So I want to sing a song called She's Like the Wallow, dedicated to the women. Okay. It's a pretty tough time. Okay. She is like the swallow that flies on high. She is like the river that never runs dry. She is as the sun beaming on the lee shore. I love my love, but love is no more. A maiden into her garden did go, for to pluck her some wild primrose. The more she plucked it, the more she did pull, until this maiden's apron was full. Then out of these roses she made a bed, scarlet pillow for her head. She laid her down low, where she did spake, and then this maiden's heart it did break. And she is like the swallow that flies on high. She's like the river that never runs dry. She's as the sun beaming on the lee shore. I love my love, but love is no more. I love my love, but love is no more. Thank you. So as you could hear there, that's pretty emotional. It's one of the things about singing social justice is that you have to really be robust psychologically. It is quite difficult channeling pain, but it is very cathartic. I think you can still hear me. I think the screen might be gone, but hopefully you can still hear, and I'll keep talking. Um, Sorry about that. So as I was saying, so I'm very emotional this week. I found it very, very hard, and also, I have also been involved in a great group called Fair Play, which has been looking for equality for women in traditional and folk music. And I have, of course, been profoundly enriched in my life by meeting tremendously gifted women and men who are really working at changing the world and making it better. And, I do think it's important to remember things do get better. In Ireland, we brought in gay marriage, which is a great thing, and I loved the way that campaign was run. And we also have access to abortion, which I think is a good thing. And I think we're now having a conversation, very profound conversation about equality for women. And I just want to thank the sisterhood and to thank Fair Play, and indeed a younger cohort called Misha Foster, which can be found on Instagram, and all of our tremendous bravery and work. And I'm very proud of what we have done and indeed what we will do. Okay, I think I'm back on screen, am I? And hopefully everything's all right. I'm not looking at the comments, even though I know I should be. So I wanted to do also, things do get better, and I believe it's only a couple more days of President Trump. So that for me is a good thing. And I do want to sing a couple of songs that I did about that I wrote for Trump. I was involved in 2017, I think it is, with a campaign where Irish musicians during March spoke up for immigrants. And it was at the time when the wall was being built. Trump was saying he would build the wall, and indeed when many immigrants were being kept on the borders of America. And that to me is just appalling. Like, I love what is good about America, and my life was changed actually for the better because I traveled to America. So it means a lot to me. And I also am an immigrant. I go on an immigrant visa, and I sometimes go with my children. So that definitely, that horrendous scene there that is still ongoing, I wanted to sing about that. I think I'll just sing it. I was going to play the piano, but I think I'll chicken out. Okay. Such a brave and fine people who travel the oceans wide. Such a brave and fine people who come in against that tide. Lady Liberty, she waits for me in the land of the free. I'm going to pray for the dead, just like Mother Jones said. But I'm going to fight like hell for the living. And now who's gonna build your wall? Not me. We're gonna stand together, one and all. We're going to make country proud. We're going to sing out loud. This land is your land. Come give me your hand. Make country proud and sing out loud. This land is your land too. For the river, she runs long, and the river, she runs strong, and she will be there when we are all gone. Mexican brother, and I stand with my black sister. I'm going to pray for the dead, just like Mother Jones said. But I'm going to fight like hell for the living. And who's gonna build your wall? Not me. We're going to stand together, one and all. We're going to make a tree proud. We're gonna sing out loud. This land is your land. Come give me your hand. Make a tree proud and sing out loud. This land is your land too. Okay, thank you. Thank you, by the way, to Niall Vallely, who's here helping me with the technology, because I'm telling you, otherwise it'd be a disaster. So thank you, Niall. Okay. What'll I do now? Oh yeah, I think I'll do a song called Down in the Glen. Okay, I will go to the piano. Okay, so this a song called Down in the Glen, and again it's on the theme of the women. I wrote it as a centenary celebration for two women in the 1916 Rising. Julia Grennan, who was the nurse who was behind with James Connolly in the GPO, and then her lover, Elizabeth O'Farrell, who went out to surrender the flag with Padraig Pearse. And so the song is talking about what Julia would have felt as Elizabeth went to surrender the flag. And I suppose it kind of got me going, the centenary celebrations, thinking a lot about the women who were involved. And I actually found out, and I didn't know, that my great-grandmother, Agnes O'Dwyer, was heavily involved in Limerick. She was a member of Cumann na mBan, and it set me off on a path of learning about her. I knew about her husband, Packy Ryan of the hotel. There's millions of Ryans in Limerick and Tipperary, so they have nicknames. So our ones were called Ryans of the Hotel. Our ones are called Ryans of the Hotel. And Packy was head of the East Limerick Brigade, and he was also on hunger strike in Wormwood Scrubs, and they were quite extraordinary. I've been reading the military history bureaus and finding out a lot about that period, and the women were, well, the men as well, but the women were really amazing, and their history really has yet to be written. You know, they were kind of written out of the history. So I've taken it upon myself to write them back in, which is a bit much, really. I probably can't achieve that, but I'm trying to write songs about them. Another brilliant Waterford woman is a woman called Rosamond Jacob, and she was a Quaker. I went to a Quaker school, and she was incredible in her activism, particularly about women and suffragettes. Anyway, I'm probably talking too much. I'll sing the song. I will meet you down in the glen, my love, deep down in the glen, my love. The sunlight, it will fall down down at your feet when we meet, my love. And I sing a rebel song for you, all the rebel songs for you. I'll sing them loud, I'll sing them proud, sing them long, and I will sing them strong, all night long, my love. I know you will appear as the evening shadows fade down in the west, my love. And I know you'll take my hand unto my lips you press, the kiss I love the best in all the land. And I sing a rebel song for you, all the rebel songs for you. I'll sing them loud, I'll sing them proud, sing them long, and I will sing them strong, all night long, my love. I know you must away before the end of day, for your rebel heart you must depart. I'll put all the stars out there for to dress your lovely hair, and the moon will be the host of the air. And I sing a rebel song for you, all the rebel songs for you. I sing them loud, I sing them proud, sing them long, and I sing them strong, all night long, till all the women are free, just like you and me, my love. And I could pin your hair, the dark sea softly to the moon. Okay, thank you. Okay, just gonna go back over here, figure out what to do. Oh God, okay, loads of nice comments. Hold on now till I get with the program here. Thank you very much. Real emotion, yes. The sound is better quality and louder on my iPad. Okay. Love from the Fair Play family listening. Thank you. Okay, that was beautiful. Pray for the dead, but fight like hell for the living. Yes, that's a good point. Mother Jones was an amazing Cork woman, as you probably know, and she said great things in her speeches. So That's another thing when you're trying to write the songs. It's a good idea to look back on what many amazing people have said, and I do that a lot. I read a lot, and I think it helps actually in the old songwriting to find things. People have said all this before, of course. There have been activists, for centuries. Indeed, I would say feminism is as old as sexual repression. So there have been many, many women fighting. Toni Morrison is my go-to woman with her novels, Beloved, Zula, any of them, and indeed her tremendous book called Mouthful of Blood. Anyway, okay, I'll keep singing. I think that would be better. I might do a new song. Okay. Not a new song, but an old song. Yes, kind of a favourite of mine that I got from Ewan McCall. Again, he's talking in this song, it's a ballad of accounting, and he's talking about how we can make a difference in the world if we question things and if we keep talking. I do think it is important, and I'm constantly stressing all day, all this hour or whatever it is, the need for dialogue and talk. And song is one way to create that dialogue, but it also, I think, is vital that we do talk and listen. We have to listen. I don't think I was very good at listening when I was younger, actually, and I'm learning how to listen now. Okay, here we go. In the morning we built the city, in the afternoon walked through its streets. Evening saw us sleeping. We wandered through our days as if they would never end. All of us imagined we had endless time to spend. We hardly saw the crossroads and small attention gave from the landmarks on the journey from the cradle to the grave, cradle to the grave, cradle to the grave. Did you learn to dream in the morning, up and the dreams in the afternoon? Wait without a hope in the evening. Did you stand there in the traces and let them feed your lies? Trail along behind them wearing blinkers on your eyes. Did you kiss the foot that kicked you? Did you thank them for their scorn? Did you ask for their forgiveness for the act of being born? Act of being born, act of being born. Did you alter the face of the city, make any change in the world you found? Did you observe all the warning? Did you read the trespass notice? Did you keep off the grass? Shuffle off the pavements just to let your betters pass? Did you learn to keep your mouth shut? Were you seen and never heard? Did you learn to be obedient and jump to at a word? Jump to at a word, jump to at a word. Did you ever demand any answer, the who and the what and the reason why? Did you ever question the setup? Did you stand aside and let them choose while you took second best? Let them skin the cream off and then give to you the rest. Did you settle for the shoddy, and did you think it right to let them rub you right and left and never make a fight, never make a fight, never make a fight? What did you learn in the morning? How much did you know in the afternoon? Were you content in the evening? Did they teach you how to question when you were at the school? Did the factory help you grow? Were you the maker or the tool? Did the place where you were living enrich your life? And then did you mix among the standing of all your fellow men, all your fellow men, all your fellow men? Thank you. Okay. I'm channeling John Doyle there, um, and his great guitar playing, and he had a big part actually of that arrangement of that song. Um, okay, so I think I'm going to leave you and love you. Thank you for all the nice comments. And I'm going to do one more song, but very great thanks to Julian and Rachel and everyone in Club Passim and at the Boston Celtic Fest. You're great to put it on and to keep going, and thanks very much for having me for my sitting room. And people can donate, as Julian was saying earlier, and Club Passim and the festival need the money, so give it to them. They're great people. Okay. So I'm going to leave you and love you with a Janice Ian song, a great woman and a great activist, campaigner, and indeed songwriter. And it's called I'm Still Standing Here. So sending you all much love and hang in there. I'm sure you're tired of platitudes, but I miss everyone and I hope everybody keeps well. Okay, thank you. And thank you to Noel Valley as well. And my children who actually have to stay quiet upstairs. They're doing very well, actually. So, okay, here we go. See these lines upon my face, they're a map of where I've been. In the deep they are traced, deeper life has settled in. How do we survive, living out our lives? And I wouldn't trade a line, make it smooth and fine, or pretend that time stands still. I want to rest my soul here where it can grow without fear. Another line, another year, I'm still standing here. See these marks upon my skin, they're the lyric of my life. Every story that begins means another ends in sight. Only lovers understand. Skin just covers who I am. And I wouldn't trade a line, make it smooth and fine, or pretend that time stands still. I want to rest my soul here where it can grow without fear. Another line, another year, I'm still standing here. See these bruises, see these scars, hieroglyphs that tell the tale. You can read them in the dark, through your fingertips like braille. Oh, and I wouldn't trade a line, make it smooth and fine, or pretend that time stands still. I want to rest my soul here where it can grow without fear. Another line, another year, I'm still standing here. I'm still standing here. I'm still standing here. Thanks a million to everyone. Thank you as well to Danielle Devlin for getting me the gig and being so good. And spread the word, folks. I'm happy to talk and sing. I could do it all day. It's a great privilege, and I hope you got some bit of peace or a laugh or something out of that. Okay, thanks a million. Bye.
Thank you so much to Karen Casey for that really beautiful set and all the insights and history behind everything. And It's just wonderful to hear her voice in those songs. Thank you to the BCM Fest committee for running our 18th year. We're coming towards the end of it. Thank you to the team at Club Passim, Rachel behind the scenes, Niall helping on Karen's end. It's just amazing that we can beam somebody in from another part of the world, and we can all be beaming in from different parts of the world and make the best of these dark and confusing and difficult times. But Karen really brings a light to us, and I know everyone watching feels the same way. So thank you, Karen, for sharing your light with us today. We have more BCM Fest tomorrow, but we're coming to an end. We have 11 a.m. workshops, songwriting workshops tomorrow, Eastern Time, as well as 2 p.m. Workshop with Natalie Haas and Alistair Fraser, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's a workshop as well. Um, if you can donate, that would be wonderful. We'd be grateful, but we're just happy to have you here if you're able to share the link. And if you missed any of the concerts or you want to listen to them again, they are archived on our YouTube page, our YouTube channel, and our Facebook, so you can go back and check them out more. So and share them with your friends and things like that. So again, thank you so much to Karen Casey. Thank you to her agent, and we hope to see you in person uh, after we're through all this. So thank you so much, and we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon.